All right. Thanks for staying with us. It's time to look at what the top stories are this Saturday morning on the show TVC Breakfast. And we've got a host of papers to check out quickly. Saturday Tribune says CBN worker tells court I collected $3 million cash for Emefiele as former CBN governor meets bail conditions and is released. In other stories, police parade self-kidnapper, others in Delta, Ondo fireworks, Ondo 2024, I should say, fireworks over APC ticket. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, who is one of the aspirants from the ruling party, says, I remain candidate to beat. Finally, Ibadan Kingmakers pick Olakuleyin as next to Olubadan. Bobrisky jailed 6 months without option of fine. And I took over 500 anti-TB tablets, over 600 injectable drugs in over 8 months. That's all on Saturday Tribune.
We now move on to the Punch newspaper, and the big story there says how I collected $3 million in cash for Emefiele. The sport rider tells court and explains how he picked up $1 million for ex-CBN governor. The writer says Emefiele never rewarded him. Case adjourned till April the 29th. And hospital retains my wife newborn triplets over unpaid bills. Fiscally challenged photographer there narrating ordeal. Facing uncertainty future, the Sumo market fire victims count losses in hard times. And how I broke family tradition with first-class degree. And on the masthead, we have the big story there. Says Junior Pope, the ill-fated movie producer, risk ban, says DGN president. And mixed reactions trail Bobrisky's 6-month prison sentence. And all that on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning.
Saturday Telegraph is next. The big story there is titled, ahead of PDP NEC meeting, Atiku governors on collision course as governors align with Wike back Damagun, former vice president. That's Atiku rallies NAS members, stakeholders against acting national chairman. And the National Publicity Secretary is quoted as saying, that's Ologun Agba, as saying, wait for outcome of our meetings. In other news, this week was the 10th year anniversary of the Chibok girls' abduction, and parents allege, according to Saturday Telegraph, governments rehabilitating our daughters' captors, saying our daughters opting for marriage with this terrorist, confusing, traumatizing, insisting, giving stipends to parents on anniversaries of abduction is not enough. Ahead of the Ondo Guber race, Aiyedatiwa Kekemeke, Ibrahim Oke in war of words. No vacancy in government house. That's obviously from the governor. He's a joker, says one of the other aspirants. And another writer here says he will leave when time comes. Regarding the naira, the currency could strengthen to below 1,000 to the dollar. That's a projection there. March inflation to hit 32.65%. On the entertainment scene, why I find it difficult to retire from music at 82, says Ebenezer Obey, recalls how Archbishop Idahosa convinced him to work for God.
We now move on to the Nation newspaper this morning, and it starts with the picture story of some senators during a visit to the president's home in Ikoyi, Lagos. And we have Senator Idayat Adebule, Senator Yewumi Kamarudin, and we have the deputy president of the Senate president, and the Speaker House of Representatives there. And how I collected $3 million for Emefiele by CBN employee. Former Apex Bank gets 50 million naira bail. Bobrisky jailed 6 months for naira abuse. I am a man. Cross-dresser tells courts. And Kingmakers endorse Olakuleyin as 43rd Olubadan. And on the masthead, we have economy will roll back in coming month. That's coming from the president of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, charges governors now to work with him to make Nigeria greater. And that's it on the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning.
On Leadership Weekend, APC screens aspirants for Ondo 2024. Aiyedatiwa confronts petition to disqualify him, saying, "My certificate genuine." Aspirants engage in mudslinging. Jimo Ibrahim will bankrupt Ondo business community, alleges. Akitenriwa, not from Southern Senatorial Zone, rivals insist. And of course, there are other stories, how kidnappers killed UI graduate, abducted 2 deaf farm workers. Nigeria is said to be among top global major cybercrime hotspots. That's in recent reports, as the country is reportedly recording a 20% surge in cyber attacks on businesses in the first quarter of the year. Boko Haram kills 27 fishermen in Cameroon borders. Urobo leaders demand release of King as condition for appearing before panel. Emmanuel.
And we move on now to the Salient Times. And the big story there says CBN officials tells court how he collected over $3 million in cash for Emefiele. Emefiele released after meeting bail conditions. And also more stories on the front page of Salient Times this morning. I am a man. Bobrisky admits in court to serve jail time in Ikoyi prison. Who advised you to plead guilty? Aisha Yusufu queries Bobrisky. Bobrisky's real offense couldn't have been spraying Naira at party. That's coming from Showure. Bobrisky will be held in male cell for and protected from sexual predators. That is coming from the Nigerian Correctional Service. And on the masthead, we have police officer commits suicide after killing his ex-girlfriend and their 1-year-old daughter. Impeachments called to hear Suebu suit against Assembly orders April 19. And Olubadan Kingmaker appoints Olakunleyin as 43rd Olubadan. And also more stories. Nigeria, first country to roll out new meningitis vaccine. That's coming from WHO. Man charged with murder after starting drug dealers' severe head in fridge for 2 years. Very pathetic. Naira best performing currency in April to exchange below 1,000 per dollar. Goldman Sachs there giving the details. Over to you, Kemi.
On Blueprint Weekend, the big story there is a spotlight on the aviation sector. Reading, hapless travelers lament as flight delays, cancellations worsen. Passengers can seek redress in delays or cancelled flights. That's an advice there. And another expert is positing that regulatory agencies collude with airlines to fleece passengers. In other stories, Tinubu to governors, NAS leadership, let's unite to make Nigeria work. Other stories there, dancing naked in videos, who's to blame, parents or guardians? And another poser there regarding the coming Edo poll. Will Shaibu's impeachment rock PDP's boat? Perhaps we'll get views from our guest on that. Another story, troops neutralized 188 terrorists, arrested 330 people. That's from the defense headquarters. Now that's all on Blueprint Weekend.
All right, now we'll move on to Saturday Times. And we have stories there. Military boss Delta gun runner Amri recover large cache of arms. Right, Tinubu to governors, NAS leadership, let's unite to make Nigeria greater. All right, more stories. Kaduna, that's Governor bemoans abandonment of 32 general hospitals by previous regimes. Tested and trusted natural options to boost fertility. What's that? You need to get to read about what is tested and trusted. 2024, Edo PDP faction rejects Obasaki's anointed candidates, and construction workers bags live imprisonment for defiling minor in Lagos. On the masthead, Obasanjo never desecrated Yoruba Obaship stool. Octogenarian they're talking. And more stories, Naira abuse, court sentences Bobrisky to 6 months in custody. All that's on the front page of Saturday Times this morning.
Saturday Independent is next. Monarchs trail FG's electricity tariff hike. Infrastructure outdated, can't meet growing demand. That's according to industrialists. Government policy favors World Bank. IMF says that NLC. New tariff for Band A customers appropriate for sector's growth, says an energy expert. In other stories, no vacancy in Ondo State Government House, boasts Governor Ayedatiwa. But Jimo Ibrahim, one of the front-runner aspirants, is saying, I will shock you. How I collected more than $3 million cash for Emefiele, says a CBN official. And Pelumi Nubi, following her adventure, her brilliant finish now from that London to Lagos adventure, traveling adventure, is speaking on faith, resilience, and her homecoming journey. Afrobeats has gone beyond common genre. That's also on the Saturday Independent. You need to check that out.
The Guardian newspaper this morning, rumpers in Tinubu's Lagos ahead of council polls. Page 2 there of the Guardian newspaper, and Olakunle nominated as 43rd Olubadan. A new national ID card to be issued through bank, says NIMC. And Okwama, 17 military arrests, 3 community leaders recover assaulted arms and speedboats. And how I collected $3 million cash for Emefiele, witness tells courts as trial begins. Minister says measures on to address oil shortfall. Owawa emerges. First female Nigerian officer cadet graduate from UK's RMAS. That's page 3 there of the Guardian newspaper, and showcasing women who are breaking glass ceilings, inspiring others. Well, congratulations to women doing that. All that on the front page of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Kemi, over to you.
Right, that's so much we can take on the paper.